Good evening.
Good evening.
I've just had a holiday in Greece. And they have a very good system there as to whether it's good morning, good afternoon or good evening. After 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's Kalispera. So Kalispera, everybody. Welcome to this concert. Thank you for your support coming today. This, of course, was an unprogrammed concert. We never intended to do it. So why are we here tonight? Unfortunately, the previous 2 concerts at Southwell were an absolute sellout, practically before the tickets went on sale. Secondly, there was people that couldn't make it, who had supported the whole programme, and we wanted to make it accessible. So that's why it's at 6 o'clock at night. So you can get home for your cocoa at 8. I'll come back to cocoa later on. I'd like to just take a moment of your time, because not everybody here will know the history of Men United. And the history has got 18 months to it. So what you're seeing today is not something that was dreamt up a few months ago. It started off as a national project sponsored by Peterborough Sings, which includes Peterborough Male Voice Choir, and they invited 4 other choirs to join them to have a national programme, to bring men together who didn't normally sing in choirs. Probably most of whom would say they can't sing, but they're going to prove that bit wrong tonight. And we put our name in, actually, with the first choir to put its name in the hat, and we were most fortunate to be picked out. But there was 2 elements to it. I talked about the singing side, but the other important element I'll be talking about a bit later on was raising money for prostate cancer, which everybody in this room knows is something that strikes men. And you'll be hearing a little bit more about that in the middle of the programme. So, I've just remembered what I've forgotten. No, isn't that marvellous? I forgot the notices. Turning off telephones. Don't worry, I'm going to do mine in a second. Because mine's definitely up. The exits here, there is one you came in there, there is one at the back there in the far right corner, and one in that corner. Those are the 3 exits. You've already met the stewards. They have the yellow tabards on, and they will ask you to leave it in an orderly fashion if we have to. Are we all clear on it? You've heard enough of me now, haven't you? Yes! So you're going to get rid of me. So, what I'd like you to do is to put your hands together for a couple of people, and the first one I'm going to introduce to you is Sue. Can you come forward, Sue? Sue is the first member of the team I'd like to introduce you to, because this programme, which I'm going to talk about a bit more later on, could not have happened without the support of our brilliant music team. Sue is our accompanist and has been an absolute stalwart to the programme and has worked so hard to make it happen from a music point of view. But the first 5 songs are coming up in a second, and I'd like to introduce you to our Associate Musical Director, Kieran Seymour, and he will talk to you about the music. So can you welcome Kieran Seymour?
Good evening. So, as John alluded, it's a concert of two halves. We've got 5 pieces in the first half, 5 in the second half. We will be starting with Bridgewater Fair. We will then move on to Danny Boy, where we will welcome Tabitha, who will be playing the flute. We'll be then doing Tell My Father, and we will welcome Joe, who will be playing the violin. We'll then be doing Deep River, and then we'll finish the first half with The Rose. So, Bridgewater Fair for you.
We're just about to demonstrate why we are the holders of the East Midlands longest conga. I joke not. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the project. So, 18 months ago, we were accepted onto the project. We then set up a team, and I'm going to introduce a couple of the key players to you in a moment. And that included, of course, our musical director, who you've already met, but I'll be introducing a bit later, and 2 other key people who brought the project forward. Now, we had some interesting discussions. First of all, many of you, in fact, probably saw the notices and flyers and all the rest of it on social media. 40 men wanted. Well, that was the first moment when we got it wrong. A bit like me, I couldn't count to 5 earlier. We got 250 inquiries. 120 people initially joined on week 9. Week 1. We lost a couple by week 9. You see my massive rush. But we put over 100 of the Men United on stage at Southwell Minster. What a fantastic achievement in 9 weeks. Just think of that. I'm going to hand over the mic in a moment, but first of all, I'd like to introduce the 2 gentlemen which I'm hoping are stood behind me, because I haven't checked. Rob, can I introduce Rob Haslam, who is a key player in the project team. So can we give Rob a round of applause? But there's always somebody that's got to lead a project. And that person is Malcolm Dillon. Malcolm, come forward, please. I'm about to hand over the mic to Malcolm because he's got some special moments that he's going to share with you. So, Malcolm, the mic is yours.
Thank you, John. Okay, it's lovely to see so many people here tonight. For people who were at Southwell or the Albert Hall, we haven't got quite as many as the choir here, but a lot of people had known that this was going to be 10 weeks or so, and then booked holidays. So there's a lot of people not here tonight because they're away on holidays, and have sent lots of good wishes. But what is lovely about the people who are here tonight is everybody has a connection with somebody who's singing here in either the Right Church Choir or Men United. John talked about the 250 people who made sort of initial inquiries. As part of my leadership role, Peterborough advised us that one person's phone number needed to go everywhere. So my phone number went all over the place, so I have had the privilege of expecting to speak to 40 men if we were lucky, and in the end it was 250. But we have been amazed, and I'm sorry to my dear wife that she's had to put up with so many calls. But we have been amazed how many people have come, and they've been a fantastic bunch of men. And what was interesting with all those connections with people in the early days, we asked people why have you decided to come and do this? And I think there were really three reasons that stood out. And one was strongly because people wanted to do something about prostate cancer. I'm going to say a bit more about prostate cancer in a minute. The second one was people wanted to sing, and there was a whole range of experience of people singing, and it's been wonderful how our music team have blended all those singers together. And the third reason was about doing something with other men. And a lot of people said how amazing it's been actually to be with a group of men. And altogether, as John said, with the two choirs, it's about 130 men. However, you will have noticed that although there are 130 men or so, a lot of the hard work and the talent is actually not with the men, it's with the women, with Sue and Deborah, and tonight with Joe and Tabitha. And the other interesting thing about a lot of those conversations was, perhaps this is the fourth element, when I spoke to people, why are you here? They said, well, actually, my wife said that they thought I should do it. Or my partner said, well, you must talk about singing, this is your chance. And I think a lot of people here probably help to inspire and encourage people to come. So thank you very much. And likewise for all the support you've given all these men through their practice and hearing them sing better and better as time went on. I will just say a bit about prostate cancer. I'm sorry, John, I'm probably speaking longer than you expected. You've probably seen the signs as we came in. It says 1 in 8 men will develop prostate cancer. It is the most common cancer in men. 12,000 men a year die from prostate cancer in the UK. Within the UK, there are 400,000 men living with prostate cancer. A number of them are here in both the choirs tonight. Only half of the prostate cancer is found in early stages, so there's a lot of pressure to improve the testing of people and of men. And if you're at Southwell, there was a consultant from University Hospitals here who was talking about symptoms, and he was asked what are the symptoms, and he said most people with prostate cancer don't actually have any symptoms. So people, men who are waiting to see, is there some problem developing, actually it's the testing that will find it. And the messages get tested early. You're at greater risk if you're over 50, which probably includes a few of those guys behind me, because 1 in 8 generally in African Caribbean men, the risk is 1 in 4. We don't know why, but it's a much greater risk. Or if it's a family history, so if the people in the family have had it. And we have been trying to fundraise for Prostate Cancer UK. We're doing a lot to lead the research into prostate cancer, and particularly looking at how to make testing more effective. There was something in the press just the last couple of weeks ago about a spit test that they're developing where they can actually see the risk in people from a very simple test. So all the sponsorship that I guess a lot of you have supported our men in achieving is helping towards that treatment and greater awareness of prostate cancer. So, and the other thing we know about men, as well as needing encouragement to come and sing like this, is many of them, and some of them are total hypochondriacs, and some of you may know them, but many others just won't go to the doctor and say, oh, just to get the blood in the pee or something like that, and they don't go. So the more encouragement we can give these men to go and get tested, the better. So, Johnson's going to tell some stories. Well, there's 2 men here who are going to tell you some stories. So, 2 of the stars of our Men United choir, Andy and Gunu, who are going to just come and talk to us a bit as well. Andy. Hi, Andy. So, Andy, can you just tell people why you decided to sign up for Men United in song?
Well, actually, just to look, I wanted to sing. It's actually nothing to do with prostate cancer. But the story goes on that halfway through the 10-week project to sing the 2 concerts, I actually found out that I did have, in fact, prostate cancer. And so just to continue the story briefly, if that's so.
It's a blood test which gives you a slightly higher risk. I know that high risk factors other than age, no symptoms whatsoever. So what you say about no symptoms is absolutely true. It's a blood test which is a slightly high level, but not massively. And the doctor said, well, you can always just monitor it. And then it turned into an MRI, which showed it was a likely cancer, and then followed by a biopsy, which proved there was cancer, which was likely to spread if it wasn't dealt with. It got to a very, very early stage.
Okay, and so what treatment followed the biopsy then?
Well, I actually went down to Charing Cross Hospital, because it's one of the few places on the NHS that does what's called it's ultrasound treatment to kill the cancer rather than using drug treatment and surgery. And so I went down to Charing Cross Hospital the morning after the concert at Southwell.
So you were at the concert at Southwell, I remember you singing there. But okay, yeah. So Andy sang with us all at Southwell, people who were there will remember him, you know. And then I think your family took you down to Charing Cross Hospital overnight.
Just a little bit more of the story. The hospital phoned me up and said, can we treat you, come down to Charing Cross on the 9th of May. I said, I can't do that because I'm singing in Southwell the day later. So I said, can you possibly delay? And they were saying, no, I don't know, you're high up on the waiting list. I'll go and see if we can delay it. And they came back, phoned me back shortly afterwards, and said, we can delay it, but to be at Charing Cross at 7:30 a.m. on the 11th of May, after singing at Southwell, and not leaving Nottinghamshire, not until quarter to midnight.
Okay. Good night for us.
Yeah. And so just to finish the story, it's a slightly amusing thing. So I'd come round from the general anaesthetic on the morning, and I thought, well, I'll give them a rendition to tell my father. And I was blasting it out. I don't know, the consultant who I think was from Latvia wondered what the hell was going on. The nurses were wondering what was going on. I had the mask pulled away, and I think they didn't know whether to clap or call security or both. But they did none of those, and yeah, so that was it. Thank you.
So glad that the NHS saw the right priorities and you got to sing at Southwell. You're looking very well now. How do you feel?
Feel great. I'm back at work. I've still got to have some tests. It all went perfectly to plan, and yeah, keep your fingers and toes crossed. Yeah.
Okay, so we thought it was important to talk to Andy because he did that wonderful and what a story. But also because he did get tested and has had the treatment and it's looking good. So that's really great. Thank you. Right, good. Tell us now why you decided to be part of Men United Song.
Thank you. I lost my father-in-law, Ken, about a decade ago to prostate cancer. And the treatments back then were quite different and a little bit brutal, to be honest. And then last year, my uncle, who lives in Brazil, was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the treatment he's going through is quite different. But I thought, he's over in Brazil, so how can I support him? And as I was out walking the dog, I saw the sign over there, and I thought, okay, well, that's completely out of my comfort zone. I've never sung in a choir, but what a great way to support my uncle.
I think that's echoed by a number of the other men in the choir, isn't it? That there's been somebody close to them that they either lost or was having treatment, and they wanted to sing because of that. One of the things you're a bit famous for is, you are musical. I think you used to play in a band, you used to play drums. Have you got any musicians in your family?
There's one or two, yes. So I play drums, but my wife plays the saxophone. She's going to be embarrassed to mention that rather. And you saw my beautiful daughter playing the flute and accompanying us. She's probably going for it.
Some talent in that family. Another thing you're sort of a bit famous for as well is that we asked the men who joined Men United if they would do some fundraising. And we set a target of £10,000 and thought, wouldn't it be fantastic, if we get £10,000 for prostate cancer? I don't think John's mentioned it yet, but so far, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, anyway, one person has raised an awful lot of money for prostate cancer. And Kumu, you have raised over £4,000 for prostate cancer. I think it's a fantastic effort, and some people are so well connected, and obviously to people with a bit of money as well. And I think your employer's also been quite impressed by what you've been doing. Tell us about that.
Well, I thought I work for Zurich Insurance PLC, and we have a very large charitable foundation called the Zurich Foundation. So the group head of that from Switzerland was over in London the other week, and I thought, well, listen, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? So I went and told her what we were all doing, these splendid chaps over here, and they loved the story so much they were actually decided to double what I'd raised. So.
Brilliant. That's another 4,000 plus coming into Prostate Cancer UK. A little plug there for Zurich Insurance, but I think we need to say other insurance companies are available. So, anyway, thank you both very much.
I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was informative. I'm going to be talking a bit more about our fundraising later on. So the guys behind me are continuing to show their championship performance on what? What the champions of? Conga dancing! So we're going into the second half of the Men United programme, and we've got some special bits in there that you are really, really going to enjoy and be blown away by. But I must introduce our musical director, who's led the whole music side of this programme and has done an amazing job at leading these guys and getting them us all to the point of the performance that I hope you're enjoying tonight. I've got a mental block. Too many holidays. Can I introduce Deborah? Sorry.
Holidays. I have been on holiday recently, although I did go to Sicily in March. So does that count? I don't know, does that count? It meant I missed the first month of the rehearsals, basically, and Kieran took that, and Kieran has just done an absolutely fabulous job over there. And really all the hard work is in the parts, so I just came back in and waved my arms about. It was very easy, so it's great. But these guys are just absolutely amazing, which we've all said before, but from the musical point of view, also from the fundraising point of view, but from the musical point of view, the music team have been totally stunned, totally bowled over by what they've achieved. It's not easy to sing in difficult four-part music, and they've done this in such a short time. So it's been a great privilege and a joy actually to work with these guys, and we're hoping that quite a few of them are going to come and join us permanently. And also, put in your diary, I'm not meant to say this, but anyway, John knows I always misbehave. So put in your diaries the 20th of July, 1 o'clock, and be at the Victoria Centre. Okay, something exciting is going to happen involving lots of these guys, I hope. So 20th of July, 1 o'clock, Victoria Centre. Excuse to go shopping. Okay, it's going to be good. Right, I'm introducing, is that right, John? Am I doing this now? Yep. Okay, I'm introducing the next 5 songs. The first one is Shenandoah, the song that the men love to hate. Shenandoah. They actually love it, and it's a beautiful song, and they sing it beautifully, we'll see. And then Bring Me Home, which is a wonderful song. Kieran, you doing Let It Be Me next, or was that in between the other two? Yep, okay. Yeah, Let It Be Me, which they sing just absolutely beautifully. And we feel that at the Albert Hall, those of you who were there, that we were the best out of all the choirs with Let It Be Me. And then we're singing Crossing the Bar, and finally American Trilogy. I will vanish before Let It Be Me, that you won't see me, but you will hear me. So that's all I'm saying.
We're going to have a little moment, and Andy, I believe you need to get yourself organised because you've got some plans. Oh, you're there. It's also in the back. You're ready. So would you like to come forward, Andy, and you do your little bit, and then if you give the mic back to me when you finish.
Deborah, we need you. Right, Deborah, what I want to say is that it's hard to contemplate a world without music and musical directors. But anybody who watches Doctor Who, the episode called The Devil's Call, where the maestro comes onto Earth and sucks all the notes out and all the music, and the Beatles can't play in the 60s, and it all goes bad, and leaves a world that's drab and dreary, and that's where you come in. You're our on-Earth person, you're our on-Earth Doctor Who. Bring the music back. Glorious and inspiring. What a daunting task it must have been for 90 men who never really sang before a platform in the bath or in the shower, or maybe a bit of karaoke. I don't know, football matches.
We were a bit anxious at the beginning, wondering what on earth would happen.
And in the words of Albert Schweitzer, made some comments. He was a polymath, he was a musician, mathematician, a philosopher. He had some good quotes to say about music, and one was, in order to endure the miseries of life, you just need 2 things: music and cats. Well, I don't know about the cats. I will change the quote and replace Deborah, a musical director. So what we need to endure the miseries of life is music and an excellent, lovely musical director. I'm nearly finished, don't worry. Now, what we've learned, most of us didn't know how to read music. We had to learn a little bit of Italian, forte, piano, and things like that. So I'll finish by saying my heartfelt thanks for all you've done for us and inspirational you've been. in Italian with a little bit of a Yorkshire accent. So, I prego. Bella Deborah, grazie mille!
I'm just asking Andy if you're going to be thanking Kieran as well, because it's the whole music team, obviously. You asked, great. That's 2 other guys waiting in the room. That's all right then, that's okay. Oh, wow. Wasn't that a lovely photo of Southwell Minster?
We're not leaving out Kieran. Yeah.
Kieran, look out. Right, I've forgotten everything. Yeah. Right, hello, I'm Ali. This is Kieran. I'm very familiar with the back of his head in the last 45 minutes. I'll put it short, get straight to the point. Kieran is an inspiration. He has been such a force. There is all of us guys here. One's aren't even there. There's not half of us here. He proclaims himself as passionate for music ever since he was a little boy, and he's brought that forward into his career. He's a teacher at the school that I went to. I'm a bit bitter about that, but no, Kieran's great, and pretty much all of us would agree that he just forces us to come back, put up with his banter. What can I say about him? Anything. Yeah, right. So if anyone lives with any of the guys here and hears whose pigs are these, it's his fault. You know. But that aside, I don't think Kieran gets as much thunderous applause as he should do in the previous games. We had Southwell, we had the Albert Hall in town, and I think he was a bit snubbed. So, can I please ask everyone to give an almighty storm an applause for our man Kieran?
So it's my honour to really be the one to thank Sue on behalf of all of these guys. Honestly, for me personally, you did my voice test, and I just turned up. I thought, 40 people, there's 100 in the back there. I would have done my part if I turned up. And then she convinced me that I actually have a voice. The only other place I'd sung before that was in the shower, and they said that didn't count, so I didn't know what to put on the sheet of paper when they gave it me. But honestly, you encouraged me and really made me enjoy coming here, especially as well with your piano playing. So myself, I've always wanted to learn the piano, but I kept giving up, kept not thinking, I can't quite do this. But coming here, hearing you play, seeing the improvements we made here, it's really made me feel like that's something I can do again. So that's something I've started and picked back up. And I'd like to thank you for that, honestly. And on behalf of everyone else, I'd like to say you're one of the main reasons that we actually sound pretty good. One of the third. Because honestly, if you weren't playing the piano as well as you do, we wouldn't know what pitch we're at, what note we're on. Half of us, more than half of us, probably can't read sheet music properly. So we're just looking, and whatever Italian they say, they're just like, what does that mean in English? Oh, that's just copy it. Yeah, so we're just trying our best really, and you've really helped us along that way. Yeah, so we say it's not an audition, it's an audition. So on audition night, And this is why I say it's amazing, because I went in there, just gave it a go, and then Sue tells me I can sing 3 octaves. And so I asked her, so what does that mean? Is that any good? And she said, go out there and just tell one of the guys that you can sing 3 octaves. And I think I must have told Andy, and it was Andy, I think it was Andy, or Malcolm, and they were just really surprised. Like, wow, 3 octaves? Sounds like that good. Good. Yeah, literally. I had no idea. No, of course not. And I think that's what's been so good about this. People who really have latent talent, where we've just never had the confidence to go ahead and just give it a go. And having such a great cause to do it for, I think kind of puts us out of our comfort zone. And I think that's why a lot of people have actually enjoyed it, because we found out we can do more than we thought. And that's why I think a fair few people want to stay on with the choir, whether they come on an ad hoc basis or permanently. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you very much, and I'd love to present to you some gifts.
Hi, my name's Les, I'm in the bass section. Could I call Malcolm down here, please? Malcolm doesn't know this has happened, because Malcolm is our communications hub, so it was longer to keep the secret from him. So set up a separate network. So, just a brief background, Malcolm only joined Radcliffe on Trent and Melville's Choir in 2019, correct? With no singing experience, but now he's the secretary of the club. And this year is actually the coordinator of the Men United project, linking up the Radcliffe male voice choir and 100 or so newbies such as myself. He has worked so hard. I mean, the figures, when they put up these flyers, asking for 40 men, and we got 250. So I think Malcolm personally rang every single one of them, didn't you? At least once. Oh, they were good. So, yeah, we had to do 250 phone calls. But he's also been like the communications hub, so the newsletters and everything like that, he's kept us really informed. On top of that, he's also a mentor for some of the choir members, some of the newer members. And Malcolm, the project has been so incredibly enjoyable. It's been hard work, but it's also been uplifting, inspiring, emotional, and I bet you can think of loads of other words as well. But I'm sure, above all, we can agree it's been a huge success all round. So, Malcolm, on behalf of Men United, I'd like to thank you very much. I'm nearly finished, but not quite. There's plenty of people who have been involved in this project, particularly the music team. We've got Joe on violin and Natasha on the flute. Tabitha, sorry. But remember I said that the voice test we did, there was over 100 members. These people have never seen the music, so we couldn't have got to where we were in 10 weeks' time without the help of another group of people known as the mentors. So we've come a long way. Basically, the mentors are from Radcliffe and Trent Male Voice Choir, and we basically have for each of the voices, tenor 1, tenor 2, baritone and bass, a team of mentors that are supporting us. So for the mentors, please raise your hands, please. Huge round of applause for the mentors, please. And as a token of our thanks as well, we've made you, or Julie, please stand up, Julie, has helped make these souvenir gift bags. So if you come and collect those, there's red and white, so one of each, or sorry, not one of each, choose one or the other. And there's one for each of the mentors, so I'll put those down in front. But thank you very much all to the mentors as well.
So, you did see me chop Malcolm off when he was telling you all about the wonderful project and its objective, which is to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK. Our original target, and there was much debate about this, was to raise £10,000. Some thought we'd set the bar too high. Others thought differently. Every week, a newsletter went out to the Men United, and it had a totaliser on the right-hand side. And every week, after about a fortnight, that totaliser got a red line and it was pushed slightly further up and slightly further up. So at 11:30 this morning, we ran a check on how much we've raised thus far. Anybody want to have a guess? Oh, what a disappointment. Just over 49,000. We're still counting. You are going to be assaulted, I choose my words carefully, by our stewards in their yellow tabards, and thank you, Stuart, for volunteering tonight. We want to push that total up. We haven't charged for the tickets tonight, though we've got costs, of course, to meet. But they are going to assault you with a bucket. Or there's 3 buckets by the door, which are from Prostate Cancer UK. Could you please empty out your pockets, your wallets, your purses? You may have heard me say this before, but we found it an awful lot quicker to count notes. So please, Nicky, please get us over that total. It's you, people like you, who've made this such a success. Whilst talking about success, there was a little difference of opinion in our house at breakfast time this morning. And that difference was about, because this is a party and a celebration, she said, well, my wife said, Brenda said, well, what are you doing about the food? I said, we've asked people to bring food. Well, haven't you told people what to bring? I said, no. She says, what happens if it all goes wrong? I said, it all goes wrong. But as you've heard today, everything we've touched has turned to gold. I have been waiting all evening for there to be an awful crash in the George Chapel. Because once you get in there, you will see that the tables all have a bend in the middle. I have never, ever, ever seen so much food. You have got a right job to sort that lot out. We need your help. Can you stay behind? And there are some other things going to happen afterwards, but it's all informal. Nobody like me yapping at you with a microphone. So please join us for a celebration afterwards. The boys have got all sorts planned, which will be fun, but please get stuck into that food. I hope you're all dying of hunger. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your tremendous support, and let's hope we can definitely push that figure up from 11:30 this morning to our new target, which you can guess what it was. I'm not going to tell you. Just dig deep. Thanks for your support. Thanks for coming. Shall we see with the stars of the show? I'm not going to ask Kieran and Sue and the rest to join in, but the stars of the show are these Men United. So let's see if they can do a better bow this time. I've had a practice run, so bow!